Jaxson, first off, how you feeling physically? You took some pretty big shots today.
Yeah, definitely took a few hits, but I made it out good.
Jaxson, you guys in 6 starts, 4 opening drives, you scored touchdowns. What is it that you're not able to execute later on in the game to have that same success?
That's a tough question. We just had penalties on situations that really hurt, where it's a very manageable first down. I think that we were great on first and second down, so we got into a lot of third and longs, and in this league it's really hard. I mean, they did a really good job of just keeping everything in front of them, and there just wasn't a ton of opportunities to get behind them, just kind of how they're playing coverage, and that's kind of just their motto. They want to see if a team can continually stay positive to drive down the whole field and not give up big plays. So when you get into third and long situations, it makes it really hard.
When you beat Philadelphia, you and Cam were kind of you don't want to be lumped in with the losing of the past, right? Is there anything you see that is sort of carried over? Obviously you're separate, right? You weren't part of that, but is there anything you see that kind of when things go bad, maybe you're not able to get it back moving in the right direction here?
I mean, that's a hard question too. The biggest thing is, I just think that we got to be able to not just let things collapse a little bit. Good plays are going to happen for the other team. That's just the league that we play in, and we can't let one lead to another. And I think that's just something that we need to get better at. We have to have the intensity, the focus, as a whole team to weather the adversity storms, and always just keep the belief that we're going to win. I think at times we just let a few things lead to another instead of just shutting it down one play at a time.
That belief getting tested with the results you're getting?
Well, it's not fun to lose, so it's I have all the confidence in the world each and every week that we're going to win, and I don't ever view another team any differently, and I think it's just as a team, we have opportunities to take advantage of moments, and I thought we did today too. And there's just certain plays that we got to make, and I think that we just need to play better football all around as a team. From both sides of the ball, special teams. I think that when you look at the whole spectrum of things, that we just missed out on certain plays at all 3 phases, and in this league you can't do that. You got to be able to win at least 2 of them to win the game, and I think that they made more plays than we did in those 3 phases.
Jaxson, Babes was in here and said he called you the leader of the team. He didn't say you were just the leader of the offense. He said you were the leader of this team. For you, the last couple of weeks, obviously you've talked about how much you hate losing and how you manifest that in your play. How do you take a step away from just being the quarterback, but from being the leader of this team, and get this team where it needs to be for next week?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to encourage. We have really talented players, and guys who have an opportunity each week to do really good things. So I'm just going to continue to do my job of encouraging everybody around me. Try to hold a standard to myself each and every day that hopefully I can try to raise the bar for everybody else. And we're close. When you look at this season, and I know that you could say this for a lot of teams, but we're really close to having this season kind of flipped in a different direction, and I think it's just going to take all of us collectively to try to find a way to just win one game at a time, and we know what that feeling feels like, and then we're going to have to be able to respond and do the same thing the next week, and I think that that'll help us try to get on a roll. But we're going to have some more guys get healthy, and that'll help in these coming weeks. And as leaders, we just got to stay together and try to just raise the bar for everybody around us, and for us as well, we gotta play better too.
Jaxson, on that sequence at the end of the first half when Brian had the strip sack there, what happened on that series? You didn't get any yard there. Do you think maybe you could have got more aggressive? And that it almost looked like you were kind of playing for 3 there.
I don't think we were playing for 3 at all. We were trying to score a touchdown and just didn't execute plays that were called. I thought they were good plays that were called. We just didn't execute them the way that we should have as players.
How difficult is that when you go to the halftime locker room not to have gotten points out of that, just mentally to try to get over that as you come out for the third?
Yeah, you have to in those situations. You have to get points. So it's definitely a sour taste. But we got to be able to come out in the second half and respond better and play complementary football.
How did you think you played today?
It don't matter. We lost.
Now that you have the teams have more film on you, are you starting to see different adjustments in the way teams are scheming against you?
Absolutely. I thought that they did a good job of, kind of like collapsing, the pocket, and I think that's just kind of going to be the name of the game going forward. I think that teams understand that, I can run a little bit, so when there's lanes that open up, I can get a first down, but they did a good job. They kind of collapsed the pocket on you and, played soft coverage all around. And, we got caught in situations that were hard to manage, quite honestly.
Jaxson, on the one from behind, you know what I mean? You didn't see him. You rolled, like a broken play. You didn't see him at all. And how did you hold on to the ball in that situation?
Strong hands. But
I mean, you didn't sense anything from behind you, did you?
Maybe until like the last second, but some of those are hard. I don't have eyes in the back of my head, and they did a good job. I thought they were a defense that really played through the whistle, and you saw that on film. So me extending those plays, they did a good job, rallying as a defense.
What was your feeling about all the 49er fans that were in the building today?
That was interesting. I've never played at a home game where I felt like it was kind of lopsided in that department. But, they have a good fan base, and they traveled well.
Before you got the starting job, you were confident that you could, when given the opportunity, elevate this team and franchise. Now that you've seen the league in your 6 starts, is that confidence at the same level? Is it greater than? Is it less than? How would you characterize it?
Yeah, my confidence doesn't waver. I feel like I work as hard as I can each and every week to prepare, and I have confidence in the guys around me. I have confidence in the coaches, so that's something that's not going to waver at all.
Do you have any thoughts about the upcoming game against Chicago? Preparation?
We got to win, so that needs to be the focus and the only focus.
Jaxson, it seems like you and Brian have a very unique relationship. As these losses pile up, the stability for his job is going to get significant, and the chances of change are going to increase and increase and increase. Do you feel that pressure to turn this around and turn this around quick because of what could change if the losses keep coming and keep piling up?
I understand the question, but I'm going to give you the answer that I truly feel, and it's that I can only control what I can control, and I don't want to look at things that way. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in any regard. I want to just live in the moment that I have. I want to take advantage of the opportunities that I have. As a team, we should be thinking that same way. And, we have a chance to win every game that we have on our schedule. And that's how I feel. So, we got to find a way as players, the guys who are out there on the field, to make enough plays to win the game. And, that's kind of how I view things. Like, the coaches, they call the plays, but, a play can technically work against any defense or any coverage or whatever it is. Same thing goes from the defensive side. As players, we gotta be better, and they're not the ones out there on the field. We are. So I think us as a team need to be better that way.